So today's video, very much inspired by a couple of senior golfers that have been seeing me lately that have said that with driver, they get set up and even though they kind of feel they can get the ball in play, as the years roll on, they just kind of feel that the tee shots are getting shorter and shorter. And that one's not terrible at 216 yards. But they kind of feel that even with technology apparently making it easier to hit the ball further, they're getting shorter and shorter and very much using age and time as an excuse why they can't hit the ball as far. So today's video is all about not just senior golfers, but if you feel you need more distance off the tee with this, how a little change in your golf swing and a little change in your setup can get you swinging the club faster and being more efficient at getting the ball longer from the tee. Now, before we fully get into the video though, I want to thank everyone for watching. I'm very close to 100,000 subscribers, but there's still over 80% of you watching but not subscribing. So click that button and I won't have to ask again. So if we take a look at the TrackMan numbers to help you understand how I delivered the club and how these golfers were delivering it when they came to see me, and help you understand why the ball maybe isn't going as far as it could. So we can see the left to right shape on the shot. Now, club head speed was great at 96 mile an hour. They weren't swinging quite at that speed, but we can see the club path minus 6.6 degrees, which is out to in, club face 7 degrees open, launching low at 10 degrees and spin at 2.5, which wasn't too bad. So basically the way they were delivering the golf club was very much kind of cutting across the ball, glancing below, but also kind of hitting down on the ball. Now, if we're going to optimize driver, the first thing we need to do is get the club moving up through impact, get the ball launching a little higher, spinning a little bit less to get the ball going. So the first change we made initially in setup was we actually raised the tee height. So we went from pink castle tee to orange, and straight away the ball sat up in the air much more. Now, that gives us an opportunity to hit up. But as the club travels up in the golf swing, it travels more left or out to in. And we could see I was already at 6.5 degrees open. And that was with the club traveling down. If I get the club traveling up, potentially the shape gets worse. So what we had them do initially is move the ball a little further forward, but instead of the stance being square or even a little bit aligned to the left, we got them to close the body off, trying to get the club swinging more from the inside and try to feel that low points back by at address, having a little bit more spine tilt away from the target. So ball forward, close that stance and get a little bit more spine tilt. And straight away from there, when they swung, even though the club speed's down a little bit there at 95 mile an hour, we could see the path was 2 degrees from the inside, club face was closed 2.5 degrees. Didn't launch higher on that one, it was a little low off the face, but spin went down, carry went up to 199, and total at 236. So we saw there that even when they took a bit of speed out of the golf swing, which I think you always see when you're making changes, it kind of feels that by slowing down a touch, you're able to be a little bit more aware of what's going on. But those little tweaks to moving the ball forward, changing the line that we're swinging on and getting the club traveling up to impact, straight away picked up distance. Now, obviously we don't want to give up club head speed, even though we got more distance. And both golfers, to be fair to them, went, I don't care about the club head speed. The fact that I'm hitting the ball further, straight away, I love that. So we spent a little bit of time kind of going, okay, I know you're happy with that, get more comfortable with it. And what we saw is that the more they did the setup changes, the quicker they were able to do it. And then as they started finding the middle of the club face again, they relaxed a little bit more swung a little bit quicker, and started getting more and more distance on the shots. So we could see, even with a little change at address, that ability to swing the club and deliver the club more efficiently into the golf ball picked up speed. So then we came down to the discussion of whether age was starting to cost them speed, and particularly the fact that the lack of flexibility they felt in their bodies. So what we tended to see a lot with both of them is that when they swung, they kept both feet very planted on the floor, the backswing was very short, and as a result, they weren't really able to generate the kind of speed that they were looking to. And getting close to 50 years old now, and definitely if I don't continue to work on my mobility, I'm going to become less flexible. If you don't do anything, you don't get better as you get older. Unfortunately, you get worse. So if we want to get a bigger backswing, we need to get the body turning more, the hips turning more. And when you keep your feet very planted on the floor, you're very limited how much everything can rotate. So we spoke about, as we swing back, we want to feel the lead heel comes off the ground, and we allow that trail leg to straighten a little bit more. And straight away, we saw a much bigger hip turn, much more length in the backswing, and that allowed potentially more club head speed in there. So we did a few practice swings, and they said straight away, wow, that feels quick, but it does feel out of control. Now, my thing is, more speed doesn't mean less control. It potentially means it feels less controlled because it's less practiced. But we had a few swings. Like I said, let that lead heel come up, trail leg straighten, big hip turn. And then we said, right, that definitely makes a different noise through the bottom. So then we're going to make the setup changes that we've spoken about. Ball forward, close the stance, bit more spine tilt. And then for the swing, we're just going to focus on lead heel up, trail leg straighten, get that hip turning more. And I'm not promising we saw the numbers we see with me, but we saw another pickup in club head speed. We saw the path nice and neutral. We saw good control of the club face, launched higher and spun less. And there we see carry at 247 and total at 274. And that almost becomes the ultimate recipe for long drives. More energy from this, but then more efficiency with all the control. And both of them, honestly, it was almost like they just started playing golf again. They couldn't wait to get out on the golf course, which unfortunately in northwest England at the moment, golf courses are very wet. We've really struggled with the weather, so they've not had great chance to get out and play, but they have been using Top Tracer on the range, and they've started seeing tee shots, the kind of distances they were hitting the ball 20, 25 years ago. And it's almost like they're new to golf again. They're so keen to get playing. So like I said, we're going to get that ball forward. We're going to close that stance a bit more spine tilt, then a big backswing and really commit to that follow through. And even if it's not absolutely perfect, it's still down that right side of the fairway. Lots of club head speed from the inside, hitting up. That was a little low off the face, so it did spin up a touch, but still 252 carry, 270 total. And like I said at the start, this isn't solely aimed at senior golfers. You know, I want to hit the ball further, so I've got to get my body moving as well as I can to generate the speed. Obviously got to have a decent contact with the ball, and then if I can get that club traveling up, but still have control on the delivery, you're going to start hitting the ball as these senior golfers did, like you did 20 years ago, longer and straighter, and enjoy hitting some bombs with your driver again.